Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, before going to the main content, let me first introduce you about myself, which I didn't make before. I'm Ruby Tamang and my credentials are I'm a gold medalist in Master of Education from a central university and a GRF holder. I passed my GRF during my third semester of MEd, and at present I'm pursuing my PhD in a central university. Actually, I opened this YouTube channel as part of my assignment in a faculty development program that I have attended recently. However, I have decided to carry out this YouTube channel as part of my learning process and as it also will help benefit the viewers. So this was all about me, and now let us move towards the main content of this video. So this video is about what is research. So it will help all those who are preparing for NET as well as those who are doing research. These are the components that we are going to discuss today. What is research, definition of research, what is research paradigm, what constitutes a research paradigm, concept of epistemology, metaphysics, methodology, and exology. So what is research? The word research was derived from the French word rechercher, which means quest, search, or pursuit. Research in its purest form is the fundamental research. It gives rise to generation and expansion of knowledge, development of theories and methodologies. Research in its applied form is used in solving existing problems, establishing and confirming the facts, as well as in re-evaluating the earlier work. So research is a science, it is also an art, it is also a skill. So research is a science follows a systematic study of any aspects. It follows a scientific process, and research as an art require the researcher to construct critical arguments, to interrelate various pieces of information together into a meaningful whole, and also requires the researcher to write the findings in such a way that it is even understood by a layman. Research as a skill requires the researcher to have various skills such as critical decision-making skills, time management skills, communication skills, intra and interpersonal skills. So these are some of the definition of research. The first one is research may be defined as a method of studying problems whose solutions are to be derived partly or wholly from facts. It talks about research being a problem-solving mechanism. It was given by W.S. Monroe. Research is a systematic effort to gain new knowledge. It talks about gaining of new knowledge from a systematic effort. It was given by Redman and Murray. Research is considered to be more formal, systematic, intensive process of carrying on the scientific method of analysis. It involves a more systematic structural investigation, usually resulting in some sort of formal record or procedures and a report of results or conclusion given by John W. West. It's a very comprehensive definition that involves everything, that talks about being a formal, being a systematic, and also the writing of the report. And next is research is a careful, systematic, and objective investigation conducted to obtain valid facts, draw conclusions, and establish principles regarding an identifiable problem in some field of knowledge given by Clark and Clark. Next, we will look on what is research paradigm. So, for a researcher to conduct any kind of research, he or she will have to decide on which research paradigm he or she is going to do that research on. So what is research paradigm? It means the worldview of the researcher or the scientific community. It is a perspective, school of thought, or even a set of shared belief about the world. So there are various schools of thought such as rationalist school of thought, empiricist school of thought, logical, positivist, phenomenological, ethnographical, and many other. So paradigm, it is a process of transformation of scientific research over a period of time based on people's philosophy and assumptions about the reality and the nature of knowledge. So scientific research is a transformational process that keeps on changing and improving. It constitutes the abstract belief and principle that shape how a researcher sees the world and how he or she interprets and acts within that world. Guha and Lincoln in 1994 stated that paradigm is the basic set of belief or worldview that actually guides the research actions or an investigation. Therefore, paradigms defines the researcher's philosophical orientation that has significant implication for every decision made in the research process, including the choice of methodology and methods. So I hope you are clear with what is research paradigm. So every school of thought has their own research paradigm. So next we will look on what constitute a research paradigm. So these are the four fundamental components of research paradigm, that is epistemology, metaphysics, methodology, and exology. So no matter what kind of research paradigm the researchers choose, these four fundamental components will be included in all type of research. So first is epistemology. Epistemology was derived from two Greek words, that is epistem and logos. Epistem means knowledge and logos means knowledge. So epistemology is basically means the study of knowledge. So the definition of knowledge was very basically given by Plato. He stated that knowledge is nothing but justified through belief. So in order for knowledge, for anything to be called as knowledge, it should be true as well as it should be justified and believed by the majority. Thus, epistemology is the branch of philosophy that study the nature and concept of knowledge. It studies what we mean when we say we know something. It also asks questions such as what is knowledge? What do we know about something? How is knowledge acquired? What is the structure and limits of knowledge? Next, we will look on the metaphysics. What is metaphysics? It has been derived from two Greek words, that is meta and physica. Meta means beyond or after, and physica means nature or physical. Thus, etymologically, metaphysics means the study of things beyond the physical, that is, the concept of things that cannot be experienced directly through the sense organs. The general metaphysics is called ontology. Ontology is the study of claims and assumptions that are made about the nature of reality, about what exists, its units, and how these units interact with each other. Thus, ontology studies what we mean when we say something exists. Next, we will look on the methodology. So methodology refers to the systematic design, methods, approaches, and procedures used in conducting a research to gain information about a research problem. It includes assumptions, hypotheses, tools used, interventions, procedures undertaken, the data collection approaches, the sampling techniques, the limitations and delimitation of the study. The type of methodology used depends on the type of research questions and the research objectives. It focuses on how the researcher will obtain the desired data, information, and understanding that will enable him or her to answer his or her research questions, and thus making a contribution to the field of knowledge. So whenever you are going to write about the methodology, of course, in all type of research, you will have to write about the methodology. So in the methodology part, you have to include everything, like, for example, the hypothesis, the tool used, the interventions you're going to carry out in your research, the approaches and procedures, the data collection approaches, and the sampling techniques, such as there are non-probability and probability sampling techniques, the limitations and delimitations. So there are various tools such as questionnaires, rating scales, and all. You have to include everything. So next, this is the last aspect that we are going to discuss today, that is exology. Exology is derived from two Greek words, exios and logos. Exios means worth or value, logos means study. So thus, exology is the branch of philosophy that deals with the study of values. In research, it is that philosophical aspect that involves defining, evaluating, and understanding concepts of what is right and wrong behavior relating to the research. It considers what values one should attribute to the different aspects of the research, that is, to the participant, to the data, to the larger audience, or the research communities. So exology is a very essential part of research, any kind of research. In exology, all these ethical aspects of research are being considered. For example, before taking research, you have to take consent from the participants. You have to tell them how they are going to contribute in the research by participating in that research. Especially in medical research, you have to be very careful. You have to tell them everything, what type of vaccines they are going to you are going to inject in their body, and what kind of symptoms it will develop, and what kind of side effect it can develop. Only after that, if they are going to willingly participate, then they should be welcome, and then you cannot force anything on them. So when it comes to studying with the children, you have to take permission from the consent from the parents as well as the teachers if they are studying in any school. So these are some of the questions that exology asks. For example, what ought to be done to respect all research participants' rights? What moral issues need to be considered in the research? How to conduct research in an ethical way? how shall one secure the confidence of the research participants? So there are various research participants. Some of them will not be comfortable to give their names and to reveal their information. So you have to be very careful. You can keep that anonymous, so you can hide the name of the participants also in order to make them feel safe. So these are for today. I hope you understand. Thank you very much, and we will discuss many other aspects of research in our upcoming videos. Thank you. Have a nice day.